How's everybody doing? I see a couple people logged in. It's exciting. I'm heating up my pans and I'm ready to cook. And then afterwards, I'm definitely ready to eat. I think we have most of the regulars here. Maybe some extra people would be pretty awesome. And I put on some cool earrings. Thanks to my dad, Mark, who's there. Good stuff. I wanted to show everybody those. I've gotten out of wearing jewelry because I just work from home, so there's nobody to show it to, but I thought I would wear it because I love them. So today's video we have, we're doing a little bit of a Caribbean flair dish, but if anybody ever watches this video who is Caribbean or comes from a country where culturally this is a common dish, please forgive me because I am totally bastardizing it in an effort to have a quick, easy, delicious meal. So I'm just kind of stealing the flavors and making up my own recipe. So I apologize in advance for that. I'm just watching the chat too. And yes, Courtney, my dad has amazing taste in art and jewelry and lots of things. So it's pretty awesome. So, okay, we'll go ahead and get started. So today we're actually going to be making some more, where is it? Jackfruit. So we're going to be doing jerk flavored jackfruit. So kind of like a mock jerk chicken. And then we're going to be doing a coconut beans and rice, but we're going to be using cauliflower rice because that's what I have today. We're going to do cauliflower rice. So this is what the jackfruit looks like. All the little pieces. So if you remember in the last video I did with jackfruit with the smoky tahini sauce, the jackfruit comes in little triangle pieces and we cut off the hard tip of the triangle and then we shredded up all the rest of it. And I tried to take out most of the little seeds that come in it, but again, the seeds are totally edible. It's just a preference to take them out. So I have 1 can of jackfruit all cut up and shredded. And then for the cauliflower beans and rice, we have some riced up cauliflower, which I'll show you guys how to do that in 1 second. And we have black beans and onions and garlic. And then all of this stuff, we have all of our spices and flavorings and things like that. So I will go over all that stuff with you as we go. So that is the quick introduction. I'm not going to bring up the American election. That's all I'm saying about it, but I'm sure we're all thinking about it. So good luck to my American friends. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to get started on, so in the last jackfruit recipe, the taste test that we did showed that the cooked jackfruit is way better. So for sure we're going to do this. And especially for this recipe, we want to infuse it with all of the flavor, right? So let's check that out right now. There we go. It's kind of a funny angle. So we have our jackfruit. These pans are getting warmed up and I'm going to be cooking with water today. I wanted to cook with veggie broth, but we used it all in some soup. So we're getting some water and this is probably going to make a loud noise. So I want to pour some of that in because I'm not using oil, and we'll throw our jackfruit in and we'll get it started cooking. So again, basically we're just going to warm this up and get some flavor on it. And I'm going to put my tamari on it for some sort of savory umami flavor. So in we go. And then we're going to start right away on this with the jerk flavor. So I just have this generic jerk seasoning that I got. You can also get it, this is a dry rub, but you can also get it in a paste, which is really delicious. But I'm not familiar enough with all the different spices that go into jerk seasoning, so I just buy it like this. And this type of jerk seasoning, usually when you buy it like this, is not super spicy to begin with. So we're going to put quite a bit on there because I want a nice flavor on that. And we'll put hot sauce on it later. So let's sprinkle that on. And we'll watch. You basically want to stir this up, but we want to watch it to make sure the water is evaporating, but we don't want it to get too dry that it burns. So we're just going to let that go for a little bit. Ooh, it smells good. Okay. So we have that going, and then we have in our other pan, this is also warm, I'm going to do the cauliflower rice. So just to show you guys real quick, do not buy cauliflower rice pre-made unless you really want to, because it's so easy to make it yourself. So you just need a little food processor or a big one. Chop everything up in there and we'll chop it up. So we pretty much got our rice texture going there, so that's done. So then in the pan that we're doing the cauliflower rice, this doesn't have to cook very much, but we want to get our onions and garlic going. So I'm going to use my water again. And we'll put our onions in. And we'll put our garlic in. Very loud and sizzly. But it's really easy to cook without oil if you just use water. It just cooks everything the same. So it's nice to be able to cook without oil. If you do cook with oil, that's fine too. We can use some oil. So we're going to get those onions softened. I'm going to turn up the heat on this because I do want to cook that. And I'm going to add, actually when I smelled it there wasn't enough, I'm going to put even more jerk spice in. There we go. And then I'm also going to put some nutritional yeast in there. So what I like when I used to have actual jerk chicken is I always liked it when it had kind of a gravy to it. I wasn't a fan of the dry version of it. So I want to make a bit of a gravy, and the nutritional yeast will do that. So we can get a bit more water in there. If you do this recipe, make sure, I would definitely use veggie broth to cook. It'll just give it that extra depth of flavor. It'll be so delicious. So that is going well. Turn it up. This is also cooking very well. So we're going to throw some more water in there. It'll keep cooking it down and soften the onions, but you can see, I'm actually surprised even how soft these onions have gotten already. So we're going to let that go. And then what we're going to do is we have black beans. So this is a whole can, but I'm not going to make too much of a portion. So I'm going to put half the can of black beans, and we'll save the black beans for something else. So we'll put that in there. So to flavor the beans and rice, so you're going to get a lot of flavor out of the onions and garlic too. But what I have is a sort of it's sort of like a sort of Latin cumin-y spice mix. So this is a spice mix that a coworker made. She's from Colombia. It has so much different stuff in it. But basically the main things that you want to add in here are like cumin, turmeric, maybe a little bit of chili powder. I think she said there was some ground up oregano in here. So you just want to give it that type of flavors. But if you just put cumin and turmeric and salt and pepper, that would probably be really good. So we're going to get that in there. Or you could probably find a certain type of spice rub that has those type of flavors. So anything kind of with a strong cumin flavor is good. So that goes in there. And then, so you can see that the sauce on this is getting nice and brown. So that's exactly what we want. And then I also want to give it a little bit of a coconut flavor so that it's the coconut rice. And I just got this, which is really awesome. So the reason why I bought this one, so this is the So Delicious coconut beverage, is that I wanted something less fatty than the full fat canned coconut milk, but I didn't want it to be watery like the stuff that you just drink in a glass. So I got this one, and it's nice and thick. And of course it's unsweetened. So we're going to put that in there. Just enough to make it a little bit wet there. And we'll test for flavor after. And I'm also going to throw some greens in there. So this is some chopped up kale, but you could put any kind of greens would be nice. It's just going to give us some color in there. So let's see how this is doing. We're absorbing a lot of that water, which is good. We'll keep cooking that, and then we'll mix this up. So basically for the beans and rice, when you have your greens in, they will wilt pretty fast. So that's, once they kind of get stirred in, you can put in your cauliflower rice. There we go. So if you didn't want to do cauliflower rice, you can definitely do leftover white rice or brown rice, whatever you have. So let's see how that looks. So that's coloring up pretty nice. And then we'll add some more water. We're just watching ourselves over here. And then sort of, this is all kind of coming together. So we're getting our flavors the way we want. But what I'm going to do with the jackfruit to make it a little bit more authentic to sort of the faux jerk chicken is I'm going to add a little bit of liquid smoke. We don't want too much because it's not supposed to be sort of a faux pork flavor, but we want a little bit. So maybe 4 dashes there. We'll turn our heat down. We'll get that all in. Oh, I can smell it now. It smells so good. Awesome. So you can see there's still a bit of water cooking off in there. So that's pulling everything together. And then the nutritional yeast is going to make it kind of gel together a little bit. And this is coming together. So you'll see that the rice, or the cauliflower rice, I should say, is not picking up all of the brown color. So then this is going to give us a nice dish where we have a little bit of the white color, the brown beans, the greens. We got nice colors going on in there. So I will add a bit of salt to this one. We have put tamari in this, so I'm not going to add salt to that one. And then we'll put our black pepper. I'll turn these down because they're cooking out really nice. So for the beans and rice, we're just kind of waiting now for the cauliflower to get cooked through. Everything else is probably heated through at this point. So there we go. See if we can get that off there. Perfect. And then, so what I'm going to do with this though is I want to taste test this because I don't know if it has enough of a jerk flavor. Yeah, the jerk flavor is there. So one thing I will say now after having taste tested this is I would recommend buying the wet jerk rub. It'll be a lot spicier. But what I am going to do, I have some hot sauce and I'm going to put it in now. So Frank made this hot sauce. It's so delicious. So we'll just add a few shakes of that. And mix it up. So you can see the liquid is pretty much gone, but it's all gelling all the pieces together, and that's nice. It's not as, I like it, it's not as appealing if you let that dry. Anything dry is not as appealing. And then let's give this a little taste test. So that's pretty good. I'm not getting the coconut flavor out of that. So I am going to add a tiny bit more. And we'll see how that does. So we'll just let that heat through that extra coconut milk, but you can see that it's getting dried out too. So you want that to be a bit drier with your rice. Awesome. So this is coming together really quick. We're just going to make sure that this gets cooked up nice and dry. Get rid of this. We'll get our cute bowl ready over here. Not that I already have a bunch of bowls. And we'll get our fork. Oh, so you guys are chatting. Maybe we can try to figure out that hot sauce recipe for you guys. So if anyone's new joining, we're in the middle of finishing up here. So we have some cauliflower rice with beans, onions, garlic, and kale. And we have some coconut and some cumin flavors going on in here. And then we have our jerk jackfruit, which was cooked down in tamari, nutritional yeast, and some liquid smoke, and jerk seasoning, and hot sauce. Can't forget all the things. Okay, I think that we are pretty ready. I'm excited for the taste test. So let's get our beans and rice. I turned the heat off, but for sure this will keep cooking. Take it off, and then so we've got our beans and rice. We've got our jackfruit. Oh my god, this looks so good. And I am gonna put more hot sauce because it's so good. So this is kind of like I think it's made out of the same hot peppers that sriracha is. So anyway, it turned out really good. Okie dokie, folks. That was so easy. I don't know how much time we've taken. I always kind of lose track of time. So hopefully that came together quick. So that is, let's focus in. Look at that. So I would probably sprinkle some green onions on this for like a really nice pop of color and flavor. But we have our rice and beans, which again, that is not the traditional way to cook that stuff, but I just did a quick recipe. And then we have our jerk jackfruit. And another thing that I would serve this with for sure is to do like a coleslaw with some sort of garlicky mayo dressing on it. So either use Hellmann's vegan mayo or some silken tofu and garlic and all that stuff. Some vinegar. So let's try it. I love the hot sauce. The smell is so good. So hot. So good. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Really good. That would be good too, maybe with some like a baked potato on the side. So here's the rice. We'll try just that. I'm definitely getting, that's hot, more of the coconut flavor out of that. But I might even add some more because I really wanted that thick coconut flavor. You could probably use the canned coconut. And then we have just the jerk jackfruit. So again, I think that next time I would buy a liquid jerk paste would probably work better than the dry rub, because I'm not getting that like really intense flavor out of that dry rub. That's so good. And then just a little bit of the smoke flavor. Amazing. And like I've said in my last few videos, I'm always trying to make sure I'm watching my calories right now. So this is a great meal for that. But, you know, definitely delicious either way. Yum. All right. So that is another one done. I can't believe I've been doing this since April. I don't think any of us can believe how fast this year has gone by. But if you are still watching this video, please like it, please share it, subscribe if you haven't already, and watch out for each week I do a live cooking demo. And every once in a while, I actually share an edited video that you can watch anytime. So when I do edit this video, I'll put the recipe down below, and you can check it out and come back to this video anytime you want to make this recipe. And again, if you have a suggestion of a recipe that you'd love to see me try out, definitely send it along. You can comment on the video or just send me a personal message on my Instagram or Facebook page under the Plant Life Canada. So that is it. Enjoy the rest of your day. It was sunny here earlier. I'm looking out my window. It's kind of going away, but maybe I'll get out for a walk anyway. So enjoy, guys. Have a great night. Bye.